they're all 3-year terms.
Thank you.
Both of them are 3-year terms.
I wanted to see how you run
vet school at Cornell.
What's that?
And he just called me to ask me if I was going to smell fences.
Well, so now, neither, we had no candidates, so and neither of those two individuals.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, if we can call the meeting to order, we're ready to go. Call the roll, please.
Niagara Falls School District,
Stay here.
Lewiston Porter.
Here.
City of Niagara Falls.
Here.
Town of Niagara. Here. Niagara Wheatfield.
Here.
Niagara County.
Here.
Town of Lewiston.
Here.
New York Power Authority.
Here. Great, thank you so much. If we can all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to
the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we have, we'll be getting into it in just a moment, but if our guests could just introduce themselves before they come up here.
Good afternoon, Ryan Archie, Niagara Falls City Council. Great to be here, Niagara Falls.
Hello, my name is Kat Storr. I'm the project development manager at GoBike.
Hi, Greg Stevens with the Niagara River Greenway. I'm the executive director.
I'm Jim Sharp, Niagara Greenway Commission Chairman.
Thank you so much. And I think we'll be hearing from one or more of you as we move through. You all have a chance, the minutes are in your packet. If there are any corrections, additions, anything at all that needs to be amended in the meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you.
Niagara Falls School District,
Yeah. Yes.
Lewiston Porter,
Yes.
City of Niagara Falls,
Yes.
Town of Niagara. Yes. Niagara Wheatfield,
Yes.
Niagara County,
Yes.
Town of Lewiston,
Yes.
New York Power Authority.
Yes.
I know my friends in the school districts had a late night. I hope everything went well for you all.
Very well. Good. Angelo, were you up late last night?
I said.
I think he's good.
I started reading the documents.
That's okay. You're good. You're good.
I heard you on the radio.
Oh, how did I sound?
I should have received
Funny,
one.
right? Isn't it funny?
You did a good job.
Always, you can only be funny when your budget passes. Your budget doesn't catch you, but it's funny.
Okay, if I could just have your attention again, please. The next item on the agenda is presentation for the North End Safety Corridor Project by GoBike. You have the packet, in your packet, the presentation. I'm gonna let them come ahead and explain the project to you.
All
That'll
right.
be good.
Hello, everyone. My name is
Hello.
Kat. I'm the project development manager at GoBike, and I'm presenting on behalf of our team on our project to bring a temporary pedestrian and bike safety corridor to the Highland neighborhood of Niagara Falls. This project so far has arose out of extensive conversations we've had with the mayor of Niagara Falls, with city council, with our community partner, Create a Healthier Niagara Falls Collaborative, and we are looking to bring low-cost temporary materials to create safer on-road connections for those walking and rolling through the neighborhood and to their local green space. Particularly looking to create connections between the Emilio Park and the Niagara River Greenway. The specific project area was informed by the 2019 Niagara Falls Bike Master Plan, which drew from extensive community engagement at the time, and showed that over a quarter of Niagara Falls residents were looking to feel safer on roads that have little to no existing infrastructure. They were looking for increased connections to local green space, And it also cites roads that have low traffic volumes as ideal for these kinds of temporary traffic calming measures to increase sense of safety and to reduce conflict between any speeding cars and pedestrians and cyclists that might be navigating the road. Due to ongoing city projects on Garden Avenue, we've excluded that from consideration. And going forward, the first step for our Go Bikes planning team is we work with the city to assess any ongoing considerations or constraints in the project area. We'll be collecting some data, updated data on traffic volume and patterns to bring to the city, to bring to the community, to inform future design. We'll then have a robust community engagement process facilitated by our local community partners in order to render both, community vision and city guidance into final design options. Potential safety interventions at our disposal within the scope of this project are temporary materials, predominantly durable street paint, removable plastic bollards, rubber curbing, that kind of thing. More detailed recommendations on type and treatment will be made in early tests and be brought to the city and community for final approval and consideration. To support the overall work in this area, we've also secured funding from the Health Foundation of Western and Central New York, bring bike safety education to the area, to create sort of a wraparound approach and opportunities for the neighborhood. And we certainly hope to continue expanding our educational offerings in the city of Niagara Falls and across the region.
I'd just like to add, and I'm sorry to come up, the mayor working with our DPW street teams has already begun the process of slowing down some of the traffic in the area. So as Kat mentioned, we do have some speed barriers that would be in addition to this project that are on Garden.
Yeah.
We have permanent speed hump and other speed barriers that have been placed on Center Avenue, which for any of you that know the area has been a bit of a drag strip for a few decades. So I think there are some other opportunities that will add to the to what this project could bring in the connectivity and mobility and safety piece. Like the city's already enhancing throughout the neighborhood there.
Does anybody have any questions? The one thing that I will say, to put in the record, I appreciate the fact that in a conversation that we had with Go Bike, I think one of the things that I have not yet had the same conversation with other groups, agencies, or organizations that promote bicycle use. I think that these groups need to start creating a budget for education. We need to start educating people on the proper use of bicycles. That may seem strange to those of you sitting around this table, but I'm sure some of you have seen bicycle users, young and old, that do not understand the rules of the road, proper use of bike lanes, proper equipment to wear, and that's because nobody has taught them. Nobody has shown them that. And so the more bicycles that we put on the road, which is a healthy way to get around, I think the more important it is for us to make sure that we're teaching people, starting as young as we can, that there's a proper way to operate. When you add e-bikes and e-scooters and everything else into the mix, the roadways become a pretty complicated place. And as I shared with the council chairman, I understand that motorists have to be a little smarter too. And so there's a request that we're making to the Department of Motor Vehicles for State Department of Motor Vehicles for some education in that regard. And you'll start seeing some commercials in that regard. In fact, I was watching a couple of them last night on 2 different stations. But we're also going to be asking that these groups begin to advocate for state legislation that helps make roads safer for all of us. So I appreciate their willingness to engage in that. Again, if there are no other questions, then Kat, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Just add just in response, we are in conversation now with the school district to get into for our youth before they let out for the year, to have those educations happen. So it got right on.
That's great. Appreciate that. Okay, the next project up is the Lewiston pickleball
Are
courts.
we gonna vote on this first? Or
No.
No?
We'll wait.
Okay. So hello, everybody. You know me. I'm Steve Broderick. I'm the town supervisor of Lewiston. Several residents had come to me about probably the fastest growing sport we have in the United States, pickleball. We have 2 pickleball courts at our Kiwanis Park, and we wanted to find a location that would be perfect for some more pickleball courts, but wouldn't disrupt the neighborhoods. So we went to the village, the Lewiston Plateau, which is within the Art Park State Park, but the plateau is owned by the village of Lewiston. The plan would be to build 4 pickleball courts, a pavilion, and solar lighting at that park. It wouldn't affect any neighborhood. It's well past the 400 feet that they recommend keeping pickleball away from houses. It's a perfect location. There's been some greenway improvements to Art Park itself. We'll include a bicycle rack there if people want to bike to it. And I think it's going to be a fantastic project at that location. And then we were contacted by Lewiston 2 Fire Hall that they have great use out of their basketball court. Tennis court, not so much. They talked about renovating the tennis court into pickleball. It actually was almost as expensive as making new pickleball courts. So we left the tennis courts and we designed 2 courts at Lewiston 2 Fire Hall. So basically 4 pickleball courts and a pavilion at the plateau in the village, and 2 at Lewiston 2 Fire Hall. The cost, or the amount we're asking for, is the maximum it would cost us. We may be able to offset some of those costs with the 6.5 megawatts we get from the power authority that we sell in the open market, and any work that in-kind services the town can provide. It's just with paving and everything going on, we don't want to put the project off till fall. But they may be able to help us. So as you know, whatever we don't use goes back into our Greenway account, and but the $750 would be the most it could possibly cost us. So we have a local engineer, John Battaglia, who's giving us free service because he's one of the gentlemen that came to us for pickleball. I said, well, we can make a deal. We'll do the pickleball, and you do the work for free. And he's doing that. So that's it. It's a simple project. 6 pickleball courts, 4 at the plateau with a pavilion, and 2 at Lewiston 2 Fire Hall with no lights at Lewiston 2 Fire Hall. So
How many do you have now?
2 at Kiwanis Park. And there's a neighborhood right there, and we don't want to add any to Kiwanis Park. So we'd love to, but I just don't want to upset the neighbor. Because if you Google it, you'll see these fights between neighbors and pickleball, and they want to turn it back into tennis, and there's been sit-ins on pickleball. We're not looking to cause any problems like that. It is kind of, but pickleball is becoming extremely popular. So.
And how do you operate it in a sense of the residents have preference or anybody?
No, it's open to
just
the public.
Open to the
Yeah.
public generally.
I know they've already talked about having little tournaments there and stuff like that, so we would reserve it for the tournaments at no charge. And because we just want to promote it, and the town of Lewiston Recreation will probably promote some things too. So,
That's good. We'll be adding some too at Hyde Park, some additional ones.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
yeah, it's unbelievable. And somebody mentioned at our Greenway meeting about what if pickleball dies down? Well, they can be converted back to tennis courts so easily. So
That's right.
yeah, no, I'm excited about it, and I think it's a good project.
Do you want to address the comments from the Greenway Commission about signage and things?
Yeah, with signage, and they were concerned there's a DEC monitored, is it DEC monitored? I think the DEC monitored birding towards the west end of the plateau. They want us to move it a little bit east. And I'm fine with doing that. I just know there's Newport Little Loop football is very protective of their area as well. So we're going to try to do the best there. And if it need be, we're going to put up some wind resistance and some noise resistance at that end, moving it a little further east. And then there'll be no paving of parking lots or anything like that. It'll just be the pickleball courts. So, and signage, and there will be signage. I got to work with Greg on that. Greg's been hounding me for over a year, maybe 2, to get all my signs up. So,
Okay, great.
Anybody? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so we appreciate you being here. Once we present a vote on both of these projects, obviously we'll be letting you know. We thank you for being here.
other matters.
In just a moment, let's vote on these two things so we can get them into the record. So with regard to item 6.1, a motion to approve that. Or further questions, discussion?
We should move it first and then questions.
Sure.
I'll move it.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any additional questions on the project? Mary, call the roll, please.
City of Niagara Falls School District,
Yes.
Lewiston Porter,
Yes.
City of Niagara Falls,
Yes.
Town of Niagara,
Yes.
Niagara Wheatfield,
Yes.
Niagara County,
Yes.
Town of Lewiston,
Yes.
New York Power Authority.
Yes.
Great, thank you. We'll make sure that they're aware of the vote by the board. Item number 7.1, motion, please. Thank you.
Second.
Second, thank you. Any questions, any further questions for the supervisor? Okay, Mary, call the roll.
Niagara Falls School District,
Yes.
Lewiston Porter, Town of Niagara,
Yes.
Niagara Wheatfield,
Yes.
Niagara County,
Yes.
Town of Lewiston,
Yes.
New York Power Authority.
Yes.
And I support it too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mary, you forget me so big. Snap my finger. Okay, great, thank you.
Excellent.
We have an item that we're going to review, and I'm going to let Tom sort of take this new business item up and
Tom.
discuss it.
Will you just, is there any action on this? Because we have to do a motion to add it as a later.
Well, no, I just like to have the host community approve a response. I will tell you that this was an email that came in from
Well,
Lisa.
Tom, 1 second before you go, let's just take ask for a motion to add it as a late item.
It's under other matters.
There is no other matters.
Okay,
What did they get taken? Oh,
a motion to take on the
Motion.
items. Thank you.
Second.
Second. Okay, I've got Sylvia and Scott.
that's what I saw on the agenda that came out. I'm sorry.
And
I'm
all in favor?
Yes.
Anyone opposed? Okay, great. Thank you.
Greg, you got a copy, right? Of the email from Lisa?
Yes.
What do we call the other one?
Niagara River Greenway application.
Okay.
That was the title. I suppose I should give you a second just to review the letter. You don't have to look at the attachment yet. I'll call your attention to the sections that pertain. The attachment is what I believe is the existing process for the Greenway application to be made of 2018. I think that's the latest one. And I'll point out the key in it. Just so you know, I've had conversations with Lisa since we got this. Very good conversations.
So this is a change. We go with regard to the Greenway first and then it's coming.
It's not a change. Well, I would not recommend it be a change, but I already talked to Lisa on it, and maybe if I can indicate that, first of all, I went through it and explained that I thought she was, since it was to me, I thought it was for the Niagara County Ad Hoc Committee on Recreation and Tourism. And she explained to me that, no, this was for, because of, you see the City of Niagara Falls, the school districts aren't named in here.
Right.
Town of Niagara, Town of Lewiston, plus ourselves. The reference is to the Niagara County Post Community Standing Committee. And it's this committee that she was referencing on. And so very quickly, I'll tell you that I explained to her that neither one of these can be done by this committee. Because until there is the mandatory consultation, no project can be brought before this committee. That's one of the 2 requirements. The other is, of course, a sponsorship of one of the members to bring it. And she actually said, I sort of thought that was the way it was. And, you know, okay, so I explained that to her. And basically I told her I would bring this to the meeting because of, because of the sponsorship part. Because she indicated that there was, you know, people coming and they come for a sponsor, you know, come for review by the Greenway Commission. But the Greenway doesn't even know if they're ever going to really be sponsored or ever really come before this committee because they don't have a sponsor. So that was some concern, you know, I shared that to a certain extent with her, you know, shared that it was a concern because why make the Greenway do the extra work, you know, if it's not going to be sponsored by somebody. But I did tell her, and she didn't know that, there was no, for Niagara County, there's no mandatory sponsorship or coming to our group before it goes to the Greenway. We don't mandate that they come to us first. It's a preferred thing, but it's not mandated. And she wasn't aware of that. She thought that it was mandated. And I think, Greg, you talked to her about this, right? Yeah. So what I really came for, I shouldn't say came for, this is a host community standing committee email. It's not just Niagara County, so I felt it had to come to this board. And the real question is, you know, the sponsorship, number one, can't come from this committee, but from you individual people. But the question is, do you have a mandate that a project has to come to you before it can go to the Greenway?
I think respectfully, it should come to you before it goes to the Greenway because you're the one funding it. And as a commissioner of the Greenway, we have people come and we're like, has Niagara County spot? It's usually Niagara County.
We don't fund. Niagara County does not fund. Niagara County sponsors. And we've been providing them, when they've asked for it, a sponsorship letter.
But there's some that came without a sponsorship. And Lou and I have told them, you really need, to me, the right way to do it is you go to the sponsor, and you're the only case, really. I mean, everybody else is going to kind of be on board with, you know, I don't.
Well, they're not going to come to. I mean, that's probably why we're not on there because
you're not on there because you don't go outside.
Organizations don't come to
right.
us.
But again, this group doesn't sponsor. This board does not sponsor.
Right.
It comes here after there's a sponsorship from one of the members, and also consultation.
Yeah.
So, and as I've indicated, we've had no problem working along with when the projects seem to get there ahead of time because people don't want to delay their project. And we've been working with them, and then we have them come and we get you the sponsorship letter that they require. So, you know, we don't have a problem with that either in that working. But this group and then the funding, none of us individually do the funding. The funding comes from here.
Right.
So you can't do that. And this is that they want this, they want to, but I talked to her, and my understanding is that she understands that the sponsorship doesn't come from here, and also that we can't get a funding letter out of here because we need the mandatory consultation first.
So it was my understanding. This is always interesting. If an organization is being sponsored by you or by the town of Lewiston, or obviously we don't sponsor the school districts, we all each have a pot of money.
Right.
Based on the original agreement.
The relicensing agreement, that's correct.
And so that then reduces the pot of money of that sponsor?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So what we have here is the Greenway Commission is trying to help applicants file an application. And Tom and I have worked on this in the past. You know, not going to be here 2 years from now or a year from now. So you got to have people that understand the process, right? So, and when it comes from Niagara County,
I don't need to ask all these questions.
On the Greenway Commission, when it came to the commission, one of the things that Greenway commissioners evaluate is, does it meet the master plans or the goals of the municipality. We don't want somebody bringing a project to the Greenway Commission, have the commission say it's a great project, and yet it doesn't fall within what the municipal leader may want for their individual community. So in the case of Niagara County, Tom and I, if somebody came, I call up Tom and say, Tom, is this what the county wants? And he'd give me a yes or no answer. What we're trying to do on the Greenway Commission level is make sure when somebody is an applicant from Niagara County that they've done their due diligence with the county.
So, as an example, I'll use the town. Let's use the town of Cambria as an example. They've done some. Right? You have sponsored them. They're not a member of this committee.
No, but they therefore become in our geographic area.
Correct. And there's no linkage to whenever they get over to the water or whatever. So you sponsor them. When that project starts to, they're paying people off, and and the contractors are saying, "Where's the money?"
Comes through this group, the host community standing committee.
But whose pot?
Out of our pot.
Your pot.
Right.
The
In that
county's
one
pot.
case, it would be out of our pot.
Yeah, okay. Right. That's what. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it comes from.
Right. The county's portion.
I mean, there's times we've done joint. We've done Niagara Falls alone on a project.
City of Niagara Falls.
City of Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
But they would have a veto on power on that one. But I don't want to get into that. Never mind. I don't want to get into all the other stuff.
But you would have already talked. The city of Niagara Falls and the county would have already worked together.
Well, let me explain. Our protocols have a preference that they come to us first. But because in the relicensing agreement, and I would point out that the process that Niagara Greenway has that I had to put in the attachment, if you look at the highlighted portions on 4, 6, and 7, they even say it's to come to the Greenway Commission first. And then following their review, they put in highlighted portion. I think all the answers are already in their process. Right, it says in highlighted bold, in addition, the applicant's responsibility to submit the proposal to the relevant standing committee following consistency review from the commission. Each associated standing committee has separate proposal applications, review Greenway Standing Committee websites for the additional information, and they actually give it to them. So they should have no problem having the information that Lisa wanted to provide. It's already there. I guess what I'm saying to you is I just wanted to make sure nobody else had a mandate or no mandate as to the resolution being provided by the individual sponsor, not by this committee. Because it didn't just come to me. It only came to me, but it didn't any of the others. Our protocols indicate that we have a preference if they come to us first. We don't mandate it. So
all the time I've been here, they've never come to us first. They've always.
No.
No.
It's the
This is different. This is
The
different.
county legislature has an ad hoc committee that reviews
Okay.
applications.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, we have the ad hoc committee, and then we recommend that the county is sponsor or not sponsor.
Gotcha.
And because that sponsorship has to come with the mandatory consultation before we can come before this
If
group.
a local non-for-profit company within the town of Lewiston comes to you, you don't have an ad hoc committee within the town
So,
council.
To give you an example, let's say the football, right? Went to the Greenway Commission without talking to you and said, hey, we're gonna take the plot of land in front of the high school. We wanna put a field out there. $3 million. We wanna, the first question we're gonna ask is, does Newport know you're doing it? Do you have Newport sponsorship? No, we don't. So it's cart before the horse.
Yeah.
They're gonna come to you and say, hey, we were found consistent at the Greenway Commission. Now you fund this. And you're gonna be like, well, really, you should have come to me. Like I said, it's a disrespect to me, whether it's mandated or not.
That's why our protocols are the way they are.
Yeah. So that's the scenario, right?
Okay.
And we've had a couple projects that have been endorsed. Well, they've been endorsed by a legislature. So Newfane, I think, or one of the projects up north had a legislature that was behind it, but it hadn't gone to the ad hoc committee yet. So our recommendation, and I think Lou, this was a couple of years ago, we were like, you need to go back to the ad hoc committee.
Yeah.
And then come back.
And that's fine with us.
Yes. Out of respect.
The whole, again, this was
So
to
we're
have,
trying to communicate that to an applicant.
I understand.
right.
if they're going through the county.
Right, but the language that we had here was, which I explained to Lisa, and she understands, this committee doesn't sponsor, and this committee can't give an agreement that they're gonna fund a proposal because it hasn't come to you yet. It won't come to you until mandatory consultation and your sponsorship resolution from us, which always comes and is recognized in the agenda.
And it's opposite for Erie County. So what happens with Erie County, we can approve as a commission $6 million for the projects. They only have $2 million to hand out, and then they come to the host community. So they don't need a sponsor. They just come, and then they go to their host community, and we would have to sit here and figure out who we're going to give $2 million to, and $6 million of projects were approved. Jim and I talked about it earlier, wrapping your head around the different entities and how it works, but it's different for Erie County and it's different for Niagara County. So,
Okay.
It's confusing. I mean, in one of the things, and I know I talked to Greg before, I believe the host community in Erie County said, can you get a little tighter on your projects because you're approving $6 million, we only got 2. And I'm always saying, well, wait a minute, it's not fair to Niagara County if we're going to tighten up the approval. Every project we send up there pretty much from Niagara County is going to be a no because it's not the focus area of the Greenway.
Well, true.
So
but that's
why
in terms of town of Niagara, town of Lewiston, and Niagara County, you have to see where that sits in your pot of money.
Yep, absolutely. It's totally different.
Right.
It's totally different.
But
it would be like me having 6 organizations all go to the Greenway, and they approve $2 million in funding, and we only get 5-10 a year, and then I got to decide out of the 6, okay, I'm gonna give you 50, even though you asked for 300. That's how Erie County is.
And that's, just so you understand, that's what our ad hoc committee does. And it can't, any project from the county can't come to this board to take money out of our pot unless we have a resolution to sponsor.
Could I ask this, are we gonna have to take any action here? Or is it just informative to us?
Well, it's more informative, except, like I said, this was directed at the committee. This committee.
Right.
Not Niagara County.
But right here, this should be changed to the Niagara County.
No, we can't approve funding.
So
We can recommend funding, but as a sponsor,
This should be changed.
it shouldn't even be in there.
Okay.
None of this should be in there.
Okay.
This whole thing should not be in there. But I guess the better question is, everybody sponsors it, so there's nobody who has a mandate that it has to be, but there's nobody who has a mandate who
You
says
say everybody. Who's everybody?
Us.
7 coast communities,
Sponsor what?
projects. For a project to come here, you need to sponsor it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never.
You don't
we don't sponsor projects.
But yeah,
Well, even your own.
even your own.
you don't sponsor other people.
Correct.
You sponsor your own.
Right.
Right.
I mean, we have our pot of money. We sponsor our own projects. Nobody's coming to ask us for our money.
Right.
We need our money.
I mean, for the city, the only other city, well, you got the town of Niagara.
I mean, with all due respect, I don't want this idea that somehow youth football is going to come to the.
No, I was just
School
using that as an example.
Okay.
I was just using that as an example, and it says it in there.
Our protocols don't allow us to invade each other's money fund when it comes here. We always bring the resolutions here.
Correct.
Okay.
But it doesn't come here unless there's a sponsor, unless you, a project for yourself or a project for yourself, like tonight's. Doesn't come here unless there's a resolution.
But if you needed a couple extra 100,000, you could go to the county and get it.
We can do joint. We've done joint, and we've done, like I said, we've done one in City of Niagara Falls.
To confuse you a little bit more.
Lisa's looking for direction. And
Right.
it really should be coming from the county and not the host community, standing committee, of how Niagara County wants its process spelled out in the Greenway Commission's area.
Okay, so then
Why did she
basically
give
the
us
information is
her
here, if everybody
recommendation?
agrees, and I'll just deal and,
Mm-hmm.
go with Lisa and finalize what language. But obviously, this language can't be in here because it violates it's not in conformity with the relicensing agreement. And you can't sponsor a project, this committee can't sponsor a project.
Okay, so
So
the better
that's good.
course would be for you to continue the discussions with the commission
Yeah, right.
so as to make sure that whatever it is that the commission would like to present to those applicants that are coming out of Niagara County's communities know what to do.
Yes.
Just so you do know,
Great.
we recommend an amount in our sponsorship.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And I think that probably satisfies everything that the commission is looking for.
Allergies?
We can't guarantee this board's gonna vote. I don't know how everybody's gonna vote. You know, there's 8 votes, so as long as we recommend an amount, that's what we would be doing.
Is it appropriate for us then to have you continue the conversation? And if the results of that conversation don't impact this committee or the members of this committee, then I don't know that we need to take any further action.
No, but maybe you want me to come back and tell you what happened in case you might think something impacted you that I didn't think so.
I don't have any problem with you doing that.
Okay.
I just think that if we have the conversation and everybody understands that this is how applications are going to go to the Niagara County version Greenway Commission, Niagara Greenway Commission,
Right.
then at least we can all understand how that's going to be.
Right.
You know, I got so many names in my head for this place. I don't even, some days I
It
don't.
is true. Sometimes you don't know which meeting you're in. I agree.
No,
Okay.
like I said, we have no problem with this resolutions, and we've been doing it with them, but it needs to be, Lisa and I'll work it out with Greg. You know.
Okay.
Okay.
Any other issues,
Well, we should
questions?
aware of it. Yes.
Okay. If there aren't any, then a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Anybody opposed to adjourning? That's great. Thank you all so much. The next meeting, by the way, is indicated here September 16th, so enjoy your summer.
May I speak?
Oh, sure. Wait a minute. Oh, hold the music. Don't everybody run out of here. Go ahead.
I'm the new chairman of the Greenway Commission.
Congratulations, maybe.
Yes, maybe, maybe. Your conversations this morning have been very enlightening for me because we're having the same conversation at the commission as to who's going to be sponsoring and who's going to be, can we sponsor from the commission directly, and you're facing the same thing. So I'm trying to get my head around it. I've been with the commission for 2 years, and the governor appointed me as the chair, so here I am now faced with a big thing in front of me saying, what is it? So I am making every effort to get up to speed on how the processes work. I'm a very analytical person, so I'm always about what are the orders of how definition we're getting, what's the order of getting something done, and so on. So I am going to be coming around, and I was invited to come to this one and introduce myself and say, I'm hoping you will extend to me some understanding as I go through the process, and I hope I can make the commission easier for you to work as well as you make it easier for me to work. And as Steve has mentioned, Erie County is different than Niagara County. And so therefore, I'm learning the ropes on how we handle both worlds, which I work in there in Buffalo, and I'm from Grand Island. And I've been involved with planning for 35 years for the town of Grand Island. So I want to say welcome to you to bring knowledge to me, and I'm available for any conversations in the future. And of course, my guy right here is the guy who's guiding me along the entire road, and he's a wealth of knowledge, and therefore I'm depending on him for everything I get. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Anything else? Then we've already adjourned, and I appreciate your time, and please enjoy your summer.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Putting pickleball courts in, I don't have to worry about any questions that you want to come up with.
Yeah, we'll have pickleball. We can have ice skating too, ice skating and roller skating soon, so, yeah.
EJet Lackey Plaza?
A smaller version.
That was the best.
Wasn't it?
That was the best.
Wasn't it? We'll have a smaller version over by the Rose Garden, lighted, so it's
Poor kids.
pickleball will be in one of the tennis court areas.
we don't, I've got a spot thinking about putting them in. There was, several years ago,
These poor kids didn't have
Yeah,
options.
There we go.
Is that right?
I'm looking through your-